Hello and welcome to another Overlord lore video, and today we will continue the video about Renner and what the box contained that she received from Albedo. By the way, if you haven't seen this video, link to it is in the description, but please do be aware that it contains spoiler for the Season 4, the Season 5 potentially, and up to the 14th Overlord volume. But before we're going to take a look at this, let's thank my patrons for supporting this channel, as well as all users of the YouTube thanks function who made one-time donations. Also please check out my other channel, you will find a link to it down in the description. Now with that said, let's get back to the topic at hand. And last time we have taken a look at Renner and why she became an imp. It was in order to be together with Climb for all eternity within the Great Tomb of Nazarick, in exchange for putting her brain power to good use inside of the Great Tomb. Because Renner isn't just kinda horny, but also kinda ingenious. On par with Albedo. Yes, in both regards. They even chit-chatted about their respective crushes. And speaking about crushing things, the fate of Climb might be even less rosy than previously thought. Now on one hand, Climb is now biological immortal, safe from external threats, in constant range of healers and revivers, and therefore set up to spend eternity with the love of his life, Renner, who kinda tricked him into all of this, and to sacrifice not only an orphanage full of children, a bad quantity in almost any statistic, but also an entire kingdom to get to this point, because she constantly lies to manipulate Climb to essentially be her loyal dog. And Renner explicitly made her wish known that she saw Climb as a loyal dog she wanted to chain up when she talked to Albedo. And I bring up Renner's depravities for a very specific reason, because this video is all about what kind of heteromorph Climb will be and what kind of consequences this might have for the Great Tomb of Nazarick, which is more important than you might initially think, because while we know that Climb has turned into a heteromorph in order to stay together with Renner, as of the end of the 14th volume of Overlord, we don't know what kind of heteromorph he will be. We only know that Renner emotionally pressured him to become one. And here's the thing, Renner repeatedly described Climb as her loyal dog, to the point that Climb might very well become one. Hear me out, okay? This is Eclair, the penguin butler of the Great Tomb of Nazarick. He is a birdman, just like Pero Ronchino, and both of them are heteromorphs, they are humanoid birds. So there's a chance that maybe Renner makes good on her fantasies and specifically requested Climb to become a lapdog man or something along those lines. And while we have no concrete intel on what will happen and what kind of heteromorph Climb turns out to be, it sure is an interesting coincidence that the guy who had been described as a dog repeatedly by Princess Renner had been revived by Pestonia as Puppy Dog, the dog-headed headmaid of Nazarick. Alternatively, and this is also quite possible, Climb will initially just be an imp, just like Renner has become one. But here's the thing, Renner wasn't maxed leveled when she came into the Great Tomb, and Climb lost just 5 levels due to being resurrected by Pestonia, and he will exchange his humanity for the class of imp, which means he has also a couple of levels to spend on other classes. And leveling up in the new world of Overlord essentially works like gaining a level in Skyrim. You gain access to a new one-handed skill by practicing one-handed things, like fighting with a one-handed sword for example. Just like you level up your magic by casting and using it, and Overlord just works like that. Now with Imp being the base class required for the class of Succubus, which is known due to the fact that Albedo is also a Succubus with the base class of Imp, it could very well be that Renner will eventually level up enough to also unlock the racial class of Succubus. As for what she has to do to become one, the hint is already in the name of Succubus, and in a similar manner the male counterparts to Succubi are called Incubi, and again the ink is in the name. or in that case in Renner, because in order to become a succubus or incubus in a new world, imps would likely have to practice the very things that make succubi and incubi what they are. And again, this also is canon, this also has been confirmed in the 14th novel. And since they have literally an eternity for the level up process, Climb and Renner could eventually ascend to the class of succubus and incubus respectively. And judging by the fact that the cross-dressing thing turned out from a gimmick into something that becomes very important to the entire story in Overlord's 16th volume, who's to say that Renner's nocturnal and, for all she cares, daily activities will not become important eventually, especially because Renner is more or less friends with Albedo, who on one hand is also madly in love with her respective love interest, Ainz, or rather Momonga, and on the other is willing to seemingly dispose of the supreme beings and maybe even the entire tomb of Nezarick in order to get what she wanted. So basically Albedo's trying to do the same thing that Renner has already done, and this is something that Renner should be able to recognize because she's on par with Albedo's intellect. So maybe Renner will even play a role in Albedo's eventual betrayal plotline. And since the 14th novel has already established that Renner respects and fears the Sorcerer King, maybe she will be the one that tell Ainz that Albedo has gone rogue. So once again, true love, or whatever Renner and Climb will make out of it, would win the day in a last ironic twist. And lastly, and this is also to be considered, Demiurge will likely take a keen interest in any of the children Renner and Climb could potentially have. But that's another story, for another time. For now I say thank you very much for watching me speculate about something that Renner and Climb share, and that none of us sad anime and light novel fans will ever receive. Immortality and a place inside the great tomb of Nezarick. Also special thanks to Bad Guy Yi, Ben C, Chrissy, Crowley0221, Sia, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Duckwagon, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feral Shivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, Chromius, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gaspar, Paddy Pentum, Personage, Primus 11, Shacox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Starus, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rocket Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, and Zonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.